การเคลื่อนสู่โลกที่รู้สำนึกมากขึ้นตอนที่1ของ9 ตอนในรายการระหว่างอาจารย์และลูกศิษย์ที่มีในภาษาอังกฤษในวันที่6 มิถุนายน ปี 2021
Hello, Master.
How are you?
Good, thank you, Master.
I read it in the news. It's a little bit more progressive now. So I read yesterday and the day before the head of the Church of England,
Yes, Master. Yes, Master.
Reverend Welby, apologized to some of the victims of the abuse from the Church of England. Yeah, maybe you saw it. Any of you? You saw it, yeah?
Yes, Master.
Good. Yes. And then also the head of the Catholic Church in Germany wrote a letter asked the Pope to let him resign.
Yes.
Because he say he's too ashamed. He feels guilty if he keeps being silent or doing nothing, meaning he condones that. And he realized that because of trying to protect the honor of the church, the reputation of the church, he ignored this problem. And he feels like a collective guilt or something like that. Yeah.
Yes, Master.
I think maybe some of you have read that.
Yes.
Es geht für mich im Kern darum, auch Mitverantwortung zu übernehmen für das, was in der Kirche geschehen ist. Im Raum der Kirche, die ein Raum der Heilung sein soll, der Hoffnung sein soll, der Zuversicht sein soll. Es geht also darum, das eine zu sehen, das individuelle Versagen einzelner Amtsträger, aber die Fixierung allein auf die Amtsträger ist zu wenig, das ist notwendig und das wird auch kommen, auch in anderen Bistümern, auch bei uns. Aber auch die institutionelle Verantwortung, die Verantwortung für die Institution selber. Ich glaube fest an eine neue Epoche des Christentums. Da ist für mich keine Frage. Aber das wird nur geschehen oder es wird besser geschehen, wenn die Kirche sich erneuert und wenn sie aus dieser Krise auch lernt. Ich bin überzeugt, dass diese Gesellschaft die Stimme des Evangeliums braucht, aber dafür braucht es auch eine Kirche, die sich immer wieder erneuert und versucht.
Actually, our work does bear some fruit. It's not as much as I want, but it does make some waves. It does stir up something, yeah?
Yes.
The Church of England is very big. It's almost equal to the Vatican.
Yes, Master.
The English church is almost different, but the same like the Vatican. They are more independent. They don't actually belong to the Vatican. Since a long time, they separate. They make it their own.
Yes, Master.
That's right.
They call it in Vietnamese Thanh Giáo. I don't know how to say that in English. The Church of England, anyway, they call it.
Yes, Master.
It's not belonging to Catholics or anything. It's just independent by themselves. So two of the big church leaders have apologized. And the cardinal, he wanted to resign because of this shameful. So much abuse. Yeah, only a couple of countries reported. Many other countries did not report. But it doesn't mean it did not happen. Okay? This is evil in the house of the Lord. Truly like that. They're doing something. At least to show that they have some shame, some decency to admit and to do something in their own capacity at least. But it's too little, too late. He even say that the church has reached a dead end even. Believe that? As the German people, they don't beat around the bush. When they say something, they mean it. So the Catholic Church has the collective responsibility and guilt. And then the church has reached a dead end. That's what he wrote to the Pope. I wonder how it comes out into the public. Maybe he put it in the social media or something also. Not just send it to the Pope alone, but maybe somehow it's leaked out. His name is Cardinal Reinhardt, and the head of the Church of England is the Archbishop Welby. He apologized to abuse victims. Oh my, what's the use of just apologizing? They kept nourishing it all this time, ignoring it and condoning it silently or by being silent, it's almost like you accept it. Just because if they have less cardinals or less priests, that means they have less power. So they cling on to all this and to protect the church's reputation. And they ignore the suffering of the little children who are so helpless and so frightened in that kind of situation. Again and again, it's not just one time, 2 times. And it doesn't matter how many times. It's disgusting. Yeah.
Yes, Master.
It's evil. It's evil. They're only little children, some as young as 13 or something even. My God, how evil can it be? All these decades. And the church still continues to exist and continues to fester this kind of evil within the house of the Lord. It's unacceptable.
Yes, Master. Yes, Master.
They abuse children because the children are easier to fall victim, like predators. They're molesting the weak, the meek, defenseless, and innocent. If children come home and maybe tell something, or parents might not even believe it and scold the kids or keep quiet, or they threaten the kids to keep quiet or else. And then even abuse the orphanage boys. Oh, how ugly can it be? My God. We call this the Church of God and the Church of Christianity, the Church of Catholics, whatever, all these holy names. What kind of degraded to the bottom of the bottom.
Yeah.
This is terrible, and they continue to exist and thrive and prosper and make business and all kinds of advantages and privilege and honor and all that. What a shame. And meanwhile, the honest street girls are being harassed, being oppressed, being called names, being looked down upon.
Yes, Master.
Because some girls, they don't know what to do. Maybe their house is poor and they just have to sell the only assets they have. I don't mean that, I condone that. I don't mean that's a good thing to do. But what's the difference between them and these evildoers within the house of the Lord? Why condemn these honest so-called sex workers? They do it, they have to earn a living, and some people need them.
Yes, Master.
But the priests in the church, they don't need to do that.
No way.
And the children, they don't need them to do that.
No, definitely not.
Do you see?
Yes, Master. Yes,
So in that way, the street workers, the street girls, they are even more honorable, in my opinion. In my humble opinion.
Yes, Master.
What for do you try to protect the reputation of the empty church when it doesn't serve the purpose? The church is for the people, not the people for the church.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
The church is to protect people, morals, virtues, and faith. Moral and virtues to live in the society, to harmonize with all beings. And faith is to remember and worship God. The church doesn't serve any of that. If they continue doing this kind of evil deeds and harming the little innocent children, helpless, defenseless children, do you hear what I'm saying?
Yes, Master.
So what for does the church exist if they don't function the way they should function? Just repeating the Bible and singing psalms or whatever every day like that, what's the use of that? Huh?
Yes.
When a cup is dirty, how would you like to pour elixir into it? Or beautiful drink into that? And how will you drink it? It's still filthy, no?
Yes.
Yes.
It's tainted.
I respect these two church leaders very much. The Reverend Head of the Church of England and the Reverend Head of the German Catholic Church. I respect them very much. At least they're decent enough to apologize. But that's not enough for me. That's not enough to make up for all the dramatic and hurtful and painful feelings of all these thousands or tens of thousands of children and more that are not discovered, not making up for it ever, never.
Yes, Master.
And too little, too late also. But at least they did something for their conscience, for themselves. At least not condoning the continuing evil practice, at least not to try to cover up. If a cancer is already oozing out of the body, no matter what kind of beautiful clothes you cover it with, it's still a cancer inside.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
It's not just within the body, it's already oozed out onto the skin already. And the smell is so, what shall I say? So foul, huh?
Yes.
Yes, Master.
So repugnant already. And still try to cover with brocade, beautiful silk and satin and chiffon and whatever most expensive dress you can wear. What's the use of that, huh?
No.
Yes, Master.
Yeah. Any ordinary person, even with very little wit and minimal intelligence, still can understand that it is not acceptable, it's not pardonable.
That's right.
Yeah. It's not to condone and to continue at the cost of other little children in the past, present, and in the future. I'm so angry. I told you I'm an angry master. Yeah. When it comes to the animals and the children, because they're the most helpless, most vulnerable.
Yes, Master.
I'm so angry. I told you I'm an angry master. Yeah. When it comes to the animals and the children, because they're the most helpless, most vulnerable.
Yes, Master.
I could not do the video conference today. I almost could not do it, even by the phone, but I had to. I had to talk to you about this so that you can understand more why I am angry, okay?
Yes, Master. Yes, Master.
And why these things are the cancer of the society, of the world, the big world, big cancer, big, ugly, filthy cancer that has to be cut off. Otherwise, it infects the whole world. And nobody will believe in the teaching of Jesus if it continues this way. There will be more harm done. Do you understand?
Yes, Master.
To deny a cancer is to not seek the cure and not try to heal it. So they have to do something more obvious than this, more obvious than just here and there a little bit, here and there and all that, and just promising and doing nothing all these years, all these decades already. And how many more tens of thousands of children, little boys, little girls, have to suffer until they open their mouth and do something.
I was groomed starting young.
The day I met him, I was around 18 months old.
They targeted me because I was fatherless.
I was in my diaper, and I ran out and ran right to him.
We were taught, I mean, the priests and the nuns are God.
Just think, like, the word God makes me think of him, and I just...
You're being groomed to get used to a grown man's hands, you know, on you regularly.
So he would always have his hands on me.
When you have the priest touching you every day, you know, that's a hard memory to have. And the church covered it up.
Who would have believed me? A priest in 1948 or 47 would abuse you? do that? Never heard of such a thing because they covered it up.
It doesn't ever go away. It has an effect on you for the rest of your life.
These are people that these priests ruined their lives, and they still, at 83 years old, still affects them.
I just feel like my whole life has been a lie.
Has absolutely destroyed me.
My children suffered. My wife suffered. I couldn't show any affection with my wife.
I had no desire to have children. None, because of this.
My children I couldn't hold or hug.
I didn't feel comfortable at all. I still don't feel comfortable now in relationships.
I remember a poem some priest in Japan wrote it. Well, anyway, I read it from a Japanese Buddhist book. But it could be the Japanese priest, it could be Chinese. I don't remember which country's priest, okay? But they have even a little reverence for the street girls, the so-called prostitutes, yes?
Yes, Master.
Yes. They are doing it openly and honestly. They sell only what they have. If they have nothing else to sell, society pushed them into this corner already. Everybody looks down upon them. But look at the holy of all the holy people who are supposed to lead the faithful into virtues, morals, and God realization. Look at what they're doing, behind closed doors, forcing little weak children, towering upon them, squashing even the little children's dignity and peace. And they will be traumatized all their life, these little kids. And don't wonder if they became criminals even.
Right.
For hating the system of holiness, and which is just betraying their faith and their innocence and destroys their lives. Do you hear me?
Yes, Master.
Oh, I'm just so breathless. I'm just so angry. This is a one-sided oppression and bullying, one-sided, because the children have no say in it.
Yeah, that's right.
They don't even ask their permission or agreement, nothing. This is outright, how you say?
Abuse.
Abuse, yeah.
Abuse, of course, but that is not enough of a word for me. I cannot find a better word. Abusing, molesting is nothing. This is evil. You understand me?
Yes, Master.
This is criminal. I remember the poem written by a Buddhist priest. I don't remember exactly everything. It's just something, okay?
Yes, Master.
Like the Buddha sells the Dharma. The monks sell the Buddha. She sells her body, all to satisfy sentient beings, different desires. I read that. I felt very touched. You understand me?
Yes, Master. Yes, Master.
Yes. It seems not reverent to the Buddha and the monks, but it is so. He is a straightforward and honest person. He does not look down upon the prostitute.
Yes, Master.
Yes. And long time ago, many 10 years ago, I still had enough time to recite poetry, and I recited one of the poems for the Vietnamese disciples. Not a lot of them at that time. It's something about one of these courtesans, the prostitute. She is having, of course, a night with one of the clients, a man, on the river, on the boat. It was so romantic with the boat and the moon reflecting in the water, and it was in the night and quiet. And then the girl who worked as the prostitute felt very lonely. And maybe she liked that customer, of hers. And she begged him to stay with her for a while longer. Why so hurried? Because the moon is so bright. As if heaven is having a party, a festival. So if you leave, my heart will feel too lonely. Something like that. I remember all the Vietnamese words, but I'm not in a mood to recite for you right now. If you can, you find it. It's an old-time recitation, okay? Maybe in L.A. they will have a copy somewhere, privately preserved, yes? I'm not sure if they recorded it.
Khách ngồi lại cùng em trong chốc nữa vội vàng chi trăng sáng quá khách ơi. Đêm nay rằm yến tiệc sáng trên trời, khách không ở lòng em cô độc quá. Khách ngồi lại cùng em đây gọi là tay em đây và hồn của em đây. Em cũng từng bọc dưới chân hoàng tử. Xác tiếng gà trắng ngà lạnh buốt, mắt run mờ kỹ nữ thấy sông trôi. Du khách đi, du khách đã đi rồi. Tội nghiệp quá ha. Ai biết đâu tâm tình của mấy người kỹ nữ ha. Có nhiều người nhưng mà đâu có người nào yêu đâu ha.
And one of your brothers, Vietnamese brother, asked me, why did you recite such things? You are a monk. Why did you recite poetry talking about a prostitute woman? So I said to him, very clear in my mind that she is a Buddha. Inside. I say inside her, she has also Buddha nature, like you.
Yes, ma'am.
When I spoke like that, it was very clear to me that it is like that. It is true like that. With all objectivity and reverence.
Yes, Master.
For all beings at all. And I still do that. I told you also when I was in Hong Kong, I passed by a nightclub with many girls sitting outside with a mama-san.
Yes, Master.
And I asked for the direction to a money changing area. I need to change some money to buy something. And they are very friendly. The mamas are very friendly, show me. And the girls were also smiling. They are sitting there waiting.
Yes.
They have a nightclub, but they also go out with clients. You know that, right?
Yes, Master.
And when I came back, I thanked them again, and I said, go into an Indian restaurant. If they want something, I'll bring it back. And the girl said, yes. And the mama said, oh, no need lah, no need. I said, never mind, I will bring anyway, okay? But I did not go to an Indian restaurant. I happened to pass by a Thai, like a little, it's not a restaurant, it's like a booth, on the street.
Yes.
Yeah, on the street corner. It's about 2 tables. And they have some vegan stuff. Delicious. If I pass by Hong Kong again, I will go there and eat. Because they made it so beautifully. I don't know why. It's nothing, only some vegetable, But the way she did it, I don't know, with love or something. Thai people, yeah. And because I said I'm vegan all the time, so most Thai people are Buddhist.
Yes.
They know about Buddhism, and so if they know you don't eat animals, they respect you very much, even if they do eat meat.
Yes.
So they cook always with love or something for me. I invited 2 of your brothers there one time because they accompanied me to find me the address and this and that because I will not know where. One is the doctor and the other one is one of your brother's father. So 2 of them were eating with me there several times. If I take any of you there, of course I would give to you. I would bring you there. I don't know. Whenever I'm there, I can eat 2 portions of it, not just one. Yeah, and they have delicious coconuts. And then I brought them some of these vegan food and spring rolls and stuff like that, and asked the brother doctor to bring it back to the street nightclub girls, and they were very happy. Gave him a kiss even. on the cheeks only. I asked, where did they kiss? Because he has a wife at home. So I said, where did they kiss you? Why did you let them kiss you? Where? He said, only on the cheek, master, only on the cheek. I cannot avoid. It was too quick for him, I guess. Yeah. It doesn't matter. I was so tired, so I said, you please bring them. And I'm sure the girls welcome you more than me, so you go there and make them happy. The girls, of course, they like men better than me, no? I'm an old woman. He's still okay, looks handsome. White hair, but it's still okay. So he went there and gave them the food. And one time I was in America, so I was lost on the street. And the taxi couldn't find the address I wanted, so I went into a club also. The striptease club with the girl dancing on the pole, yeah?
Yes, master.
On the little iron pole, yeah. And I asked them for direction also, respectfully, and they were also very friendly to show me the way. I never had any, even a sana looking down upon these people, ever.
Right.
Yes,
Whenever
master.
I saw them on the street or in a nightclub or in such a striptease club, I have never, ever thought anything different from them and any other woman in the world.
Yes,
Yes,
master.
master.
Or men even. Also men, they call it men gigolo, huh?
Yes,
Something. Yeah. Also, I never have any disrespect for thought or manner or speech or anything to them. I'm more extra tender, extra gentle, extra respectful, so that I don't want to hurt their feelings.
Yes, master.
Yes.
But to these evil doers within the house of the Lord, I don't have any sympathy. I'm sorry. Okay?
Yes, master.
Because they harm the children.
That's right.
Some might be sick because of that. Some might be dying, dead because of that. And their mental, their peace is harmed, is ruined, is damaged forever.
Yes.
The prostitutes, they're doing their job because some men need them. Of course, it's not a very good job, but I don't know. If they're not there, maybe some good family girl will be harmed.
Yes, master.
Yes.
Because at least they're there so some men can relieve themselves if they feel that way.
Yes.
Yes,
But
master.
not going out to molest a good family girls. So we should also feel thankful to them that they are there. Because as long as the men need to do this kind of thing, they probably need somewhere to go. You see?
Yes, master.
In Thailand and in Holland, they are more open about this.
Yeah.
They let the street girls, the sex workers, do it openly, like a business. They open a house and shop and showing what they are, and they just do it, and they pay tax, and they check up their health and everything. So it's more safe that way for the girls.
Yes.
Instead of doing it behind the law.
Yes,
That's
Master.
right, Master.
Dangerous for the girls and dangerous for the clients as well. In Thailand, people don't look down upon any prostitutes ever. They also respect them. I mean, look upon them like everyone else. Okay, so I'm feeling a little better. Yeah, so at least something is moving. That's what I want to tell you, okay?
Yes,
In case you did not read the news. I haven't read for a long time, but now and then I also read a little bit, just the headlines on my phone. Also, the Irish government apologized after inquiring fines. It was in that church articles, and I did not have time to read all that. Of course, a long time ago, some church in America also apologized, did something. But too little.
Yes, Master.
Too little. Yes. I wonder why the law doesn't do anything also. Because if normal men outside are molesting children, they put them in jail.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And even the inmates inside will beat this type of pedophile. If they have a chance, they would beat this kind of guy up.
Yes.
Because the inmates, some of them still have some kind of righteous level.
Yes, Master.
Even though they are criminals, but they are different criminal kind, and they hate other men who molest, harm, or beat up a woman or children.
Yes, Master.
So if they have a chance, they will beat that kind of guy up. And here, we have the church, the reverends of all the reverends, the holy of all the holy, walking tall, talking big, cashing in, living in comfort, and doing this kind of thing to the children. And the law also does nothing. Don't you feel, is this weird, strange?
Yes. Unacceptable, Master.
Yeah.
Unacceptable.
Yeah, so
Yes.
bad.
Huh? If you do it, if any man do it, they go to jail. And there was a case about Mr. Epstein or something.
Yes,
Yeah, he was seeking girls, some underage girls for some big shot who needs them, who has money and all that, and he was put in jail, and then he committed suicide, or maybe was killed. I don't know, inside the cell, inside the prison.
Yes, Master.
And even his ex-girlfriend also is in jail now,
Yes, Master.
just like that. And how about all this evil in the house of the Lord, huh? How come they still walking tall, talking big, and lifting their heads up, and revered by other people? I don't understand this society. Do you?
No, Master.
What are the governments doing? And what are the churches there for, huh? Such bad, filthy, foul examples. And continue. And nobody does anything. Just a little bit here and there, and then sweep it under the carpet, no?
Yeah.
So the law is not just at all. No wonder many citizens don't abide by the law, because it's not serving justice. And no wonder many people left the church, because they don't believe in the representative of the church anymore. And I hope they don't leave God. I hope they just leave the church, but not leave the Lord in their hearts.
Yes.
Because the priest should be a good example. Why molesting and harassing or oppressing and abusing and killing little innocent children like that? I thought I read somewhere also that there are mass graves that they discovered somewhere behind some church or some...
In Canada, Master.
Did happen, right?
Yes, Master.
Oh my God. So that means it could be also abusing and killing to keep quiet.
Yes.
Sometimes children just disappear. Nobody can even find them. It could be because of that. So all this in front of the law. And the goddess of justice is blindfolded. And the scale of justice is tipping on one side only. For the weak, the meek, the powerless, and the helpless, innocent children, there is no law for them. But for the powerful church, the law is for them. That's what I see, and that's not acceptable. Not ever. Never. Oh, I hate all this. I sometimes lost sleep over this, thinking how frightened the children must have been, or must be, or will be, in this kind of case. You know, in the corner, in the dark somewhere, they did anything they want with them, and there's no one there to defend them, to protect them, to do anything for them at all. Imagine if it's you.
Yes.
Imagine if it's you. I can talk about this forever. But I think I talk enough. Anything you want to add?
Master, what
Yes.
can people do? Because it's been happening for so long, and every now and then there's an apology, but they don't do anything. And I want to know if there's anything that the people can do to stop this.
Yeah, they have to. They have to file complaints to the law. They have to stand up for their own children, or the children themselves must say it. But it's risky for them. The children are afraid. Yes. Because the children know these people are very powerful. They could kill them. They must have threatened them to be quiet. Or they kill them, like in Canada that you just told me, to keep quiet. If some children scream or maybe threaten to go and tell the parents, maybe they just silence them. Kill them.
Yeah.
Yes, Master.
Wow.
So many cases never come to light. I'm sure there are tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands more in many remote corners of the world. Many corners of the world, there are churches everywhere, and there are priests everywhere.
Well, so it seems that this problem exists within politics as well as in the most powerful involved with Hollywood, and it seems very difficult to make progress when even politicians who create the laws and the most powerful people in the world are involved in this kind of thing as well.
Yes, I'm sure. There are some news about that also. Maybe that's why they killed the man who was in prison, Mr. Epstein. They suspect that he was murdered to keep quiet because he knew too much. He knew too many big guys involved who wanted the girls. And he knew too many people that he recruited the girl for. Underage girls and all that. My God. What an ugly, filthy world we live in. My God, at the top it's like that. It's not all that good. So the people don't know where to turn. Priests are very important for the people because they look up to them. Especially the children, they were taught to revere, to serve, to obey this kind of holy image. And that's how they betray them. They use their power, their privilege, their position to betray little kids. They are really kids. Because the priests are important. I tell you why. I have known at least 2 or 3 people in our group, association members, initiate, 3 of them. One of them is still a nun, Korean nun. And I asked her why she became a nun. She says because the monk that was her teacher was very good. So she wanted to follow the example.
Yes.
But later on she left. I said, then why didn't you continue to stay there and be in the temple with your teacher? She said, no, they don't keep the precepts. Even the 5 precepts are not clear. So she left and followed me instead. Okay, fine. But at least she still continued to be a nun. I'm glad that did not disappoint her too much to leave the Buddhas.
Yes.
She left the temple, left the priest, but she did not leave the Buddha. And that's important. Yeah. Now, I don't know what did that monk do to disappoint her. But I did not ask further because I didn't think much about it. Maybe he didn't eat pure vegan or I don't know, whatever. Now, there's another one in Thailand. He was studying in a Christian school and almost became a priest because he thought being a priest is good. But later he saw that it's not too good because he looks almost like a girl, very tender, very gentle, and he can dance and all that. And they're all very kind of were Googling on him all the time. And he became a doctor instead. And in Hungary, one of your brothers told me that he was studying to be a priest, but later he left. I said, why did you want to be a priest? He said, because a priest he knows is very good. Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
One example is very good for other people, especially the children. They are vulnerable, impressionable, easy to teach them, good or bad. Okay, all right. Something is moving, at least very slow, but something is moving. I like the German priest. At least he's honest.
Yes, Master.
And he realized it now. He realized that by trying to protect the reputation of the church, he's partaking in this collective guilt. And he realized it's no good. He realized that the church is at the dead end. And that is a strong word to say, but it is appropriate. Yes. It's truly, there's nothing to make up for all this. Over decades, harmful to so many children. And get away with it even. For the sake of what? I'm asking you. It's not for God's sake, is it?
No.
It's not for the people's sake, is it?
No.
Master.
It's not for the teaching of Jesus, is it?
No.
How can a vessel unclean, filthy, be served as a cup to drink or a bowl to eat with?
Yes, Master.
Now, there's another news. That was one. And the other news is about Mr. Cuomo, governor of New York. Cuomo, remember?
Yes, Master.
He was accused of sexual harassment.
Yes, Master.
And even COVID cover-up, yeah?
Yes, Master.
Yeah, but I have explained to you that it's not all the way it seems. I explained to you already.
Yes, Master.
That in the beginning, nobody knew anything about COVID-19. Even the experts, like Dr. Fauci, say it's nothing. It's just a bug. Okay, the flu is even more worrisome. And you don't need to wear masks and all that stuff. Even openly say that. And later on say, oh, must wear masks and double masks and whatever.
There is no reason for anyone right now in the United States with regard to coronavirus to wear a mask.
There's nothing wrong with people wearing 2 masks. I often myself wear 2 masks.
So many people, many senators want him out now. He's not all that favorite anymore. That's another thing.
Yes, Master. Yes.
Okay, so Mr. Cuomo, even his own party members, many Democrats were kind of accusing him before, calling him out, and now they turn around and don't ask him to resign, but support him and praise him at presses, at the press conferences. I guess they have become more clear now. Or maybe they have watched the flying news. God willing. Watched my talk. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, so many people watch us. Maybe they could be one of the viewers. Our television is very attractive, very truthful, very colorful, very beautiful, and very useful, very helpful. So,
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
if anybody watches it, they are doing themselves a great service.
Yeah.
Apart from being more knowledgeable, they get some blessing for their own benefit. Okay.
Yes, Master.
So you see, Mr. Cuomo also gets some benefit now.
Yes.
Yeah, they turn around and praise him now, openly. Quite the opposite. Do you hear anything about Governor of Newsom, California? I didn't watch too long already. Any new development about him?
No, Master.
People didn't kick him out yet? They should not. That would be harmful and unfair, unjust. Yeah? Okay. We don't hear much anymore, not much noise about him anymore. Hopefully things turn out well for him, just like Mr. Cuomo
Yes, Master.
of New York. If you have anything, you find out, okay, huh? For me. Let me know. And by the way, I read the Republican Senator, Rand Paul. He received many death threats
Yes.
because he criticized Dr. Fauci. Yeah, he's not the only one, but he's probably more insistent. If Dr. Fauci has nothing to hide, I had done nothing wrong, why is there somebody who wants to kill or threaten somebody to keep him silent?
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Yeah, even if he just made a mistake or is saying something opposite or flip-flop all the time about the COVID-19 treatments or a precaution that everybody knows already. So there's not merit to have to send many letters or death threats to him and his family, and send letter with powder or something like that. See what I'm saying?
Yes, Master.
So I don't know what's something fishy going on. Huh? They just probably found out many things about his emails, that has been revealed. And people are not very happy. They want him to resign. But if it's just for that, there's no need to threaten people, no?
No, Master.
Death threat even. So I don't know what's going on with them. Must be something bigger than that. Okay, huh?
Yes, Master.
The thing is, they say that he used taxpayer money to pay for the Wuhan laboratory to manipulate the mutation of this COVID-19 to make it more deadly, like the way it is now. See what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yes, Master.
So that's why people want him out, huh? But never mind. This thing, the law will handle it. I hope. We don't have much to say. It's just that he keeps flip-flopping all the time, confusing people. Because
Yes, Master.
he advised openly, I think on CNN or something, that people don't need to wear masks. It's just a bug. We should worry more about the flu. And then so many people believe him because he's a top doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, serving more than one president. Yeah, and always the same position and respected, trusted. So when the government say, please wear masks, people went out on the street and big demonstrations, protest, and make a lot of trouble and looting and all that, together with other trouble, and burning town and stuff like that. It's not a good thing at all. You see what I'm saying? Saying one thing and then say another thing, confusing people.
Yes, Master. Yes.
And make people go against the government. And then for that, they have to go to jail and then have to spend a lot more money from the taxpayers to bail them out. The party members, the Democrats, bail them out with a lot of money from maybe election donations or whatever.
Yes.
That's why people are angry. Anyway, just want to tell you about all that.
Thank you, Master.
So that maybe your work has borne some fruits.
Yes, Master.
It doesn't matter if it doesn't. At least we try our best.
Yes, Master.
The merit of any work is not measured by the success. It's measured by your effort, your sincerity, your genuine desire to do it well for a noble purpose. So it doesn't matter if we don't have any credit about that. But it seems obvious to me. Like last time, the thing I told you about Israel and Palestine. It's so good that the world maybe getting a little more in order, more enlightened, more conscientious, yeah?
Yes, Master.
Anything you want to tell me about all this? Just this, not other questions today. I'm not in a position, okay, to answer other questions.
Yes, Master.
Any comment or any question about this?
It's good that the church is doing some small things, but still we agree that it's definitely not enough because, as you say, this is really, really unacceptable behavior from these powerful groups of church that the world respects and reveres.
Yeah, the most powerful people.
Yeah, and maybe that's what they're clinging to, is that kind of power, which is so wrong, and it has to stop.
Maybe you're right. Yeah, cling to that power. That's why. Not just reputation.
Yeah.
Controlling, controlling power. They are more powerful than presidents, the king and queen. They all have to go and kowtow to them.
Yeah.
If they want more votes.
Yeah, that's right.
Or more recognition for the monarch's power or for the political power. They all have to go kowtow to them. Before, if the king is to be crowned, it's always the priest who did it. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe that's why. But the more power you have, the more you have to be humble and do the right thing, no?
Yes.
Especially if you are a servant of God, you can't do all this.
No ways.
This is so evil. It's the opposite of God.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's truly servant of Satan who can serve God and do this.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Huh? Oppressing, molesting, and murdering or abusing little children, helpless children
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
who
Master.
don't even have enough power or grown-up intelligence to say yes or no even, yeah? They don't
Right.
even ask them. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, Master.
Yes.
Not between the two adults that even consent. These are little children that know nothing. And just abuse them like that. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, that's all I say. Please, God, help us. Please. You cannot let this continue, my Lord, in your house, you know, defiling your house up to this utmost bottom filthy extent. My God. Even normal people, lay people outside, they're more honest, more honorable, more decent than this. I have no words to express. I'm just so filled up inside with anguish for the children, yeah? For the children, because I can imagine how they feel.
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
You imagine if it's you, then you know it, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
And you only 13.
Yeah. Even younger.
Yeah, little child.
Yeah.
My goodness. It's not acceptable because like this, any pervert just jump into the church, become the priest so that they can enjoy all this privilege and abuse without any consequence. Above the law. You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
Yes, Master.
Above the president even. For example, President Clinton. He had an affair. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not there, okay? Supposed to have an affair with an adult girl. 24 years old already. You understand?
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
With consent. Adult. And they drag him to court, yeah? And degrade him and then continue until even nowadays. Still talk about it sometimes. For political reasons or whatever reasons. But these evil so-called priests, they did so many evil things. And nobody did anything. You see that?
Yes.
Yes, Master.
Not even bring to court.
No, no.
My goodness. And everybody accept this, then the church is going to be ruined. You know why? Because all the perverts will go into the church, learn the Bible by heart or learn how to do the sermon and the ceremony and to enjoy all these filthy evil deeds without any punishment ever. Do you understand me?
Yes,
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 Master.
Master.
Then the church is not rescuable. If the church doesn't do anything now, the church will be full of this kind of pervert or pedophiles.
Yes.
Because it's so easy. If you are a priest, you're above the law, above the president, above the king, above the queen, above the prince, above everybody.
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
Yes, Master.
Most powerful person in the world. Then you can do all the evil deeds. And these are servants of Satan, not God. Do you see clearly or not?
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
If nobody can see this, then they're all blind, deaf and dumb. Or maybe they see it, but they're accomplices together, you know, having benefit from each other. That's why, yeah?
Yes.
Maybe benefit for voting, and the other one benefit for, I don't know, more power.
Scared of the reputation, Master.
Yeah, reputation, so that they have more power. Huh? They can control. And then more better business or whatever. Maybe they're all in bed together. Huh? Whoever supports this or doesn't do anything about it or turn the blind eyes to it, they're all in it together. They're all in bed together. You hear what I'm saying?
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
I'm not afraid to say that. Even if I'm afraid, I still say that. If you are a priest, you're above the law, above the president, above the king, above the queen, above the prince, above everybody.
Yes, Master.
Most powerful person in the world. Then you can do all the evil deeds. And these are servants of Satan, not God. Do you see clearly or not?
Yes, Master.
If nobody can see this, then they're all blind, deaf and dumb. Or maybe they see it, but they're accomplices together, having benefit from each other. That's why.
Yes, Master.
Maybe benefit for voting, and the other one benefit for, I don't know, more power.
Scared of their reputation, Master.
Yeah, reputation, so that they have more power. Huh? They can control. And then more better business or whatever. Maybe they're all in bed together. Huh? Whoever supports this or doesn't do anything about it or turns the blind eye to it, they're all in it together. They're all in bed together. You hear what I'm saying?
Yes, Master.
I'm not afraid to say that. Even if I'm afraid, I still say that. Maybe I'm afraid of them, but I'm not afraid to say that.
Yes, Master.
Of course, everyone will be afraid they are powerful, okay? But that doesn't mean if you're afraid, you don't do.
Yes, Master.
A hero, it doesn't mean he's not afraid to do it, but he does it because he should.
Yes, Master.
In my opinion, if you are not afraid and you do it, then I don't think it's much value anyway, okay? Like if you give out something that you don't want or you don't need or is surplus to you, it's not as if you give or you have when you don't have much.
Yes.
Just like in the church when Jesus was alive, the woman gave only 1 penny that she earned extra, worked extra to offer the money for the church to light the lamp.
Yes, Master.
Or something. She offered very little money anyway, only 1 penny or something. But Jesus said, this woman's offering has more value than all those rich people before her. Remember?
Yes, Master. Yes.
I don't say the exact word, but it's more or less like that. Because she gave all she had with all her heart, all her faith, and all her reverence for the Lord. And the other people, maybe they have some reverence and faith, but they can afford it.
Yes, Master.
Whatever they give, they still have a lot more. That's the difference. Just like in the Buddha story I told you also, that the 2 beggars, the couple, they have only 1 piece of cloth to cover themselves, and they have to take turns to go out because only 1 piece of cloth. But then because of the reverence and love for the Buddha and belief in his teaching, they gave the only 1 piece of cloth that they had, and then prepared to die of hunger inside their little hut and their dwelling. So the Buddha took it, and he was touched because he knows the sincerity of this couple, that they're willing to give up their life just to show this reverence for the Buddha and to show the belief in his teaching. The Buddha immediately wanted to take the cloth. Even before the monk explained anything, he wanted that cloth. The dirty, filthy rag, not a piece of cloth even, just a rag. And he wanted it. And he took it, silent, and he understood in his heart and was very touched. After that, after everybody knew about that story, the king and the queen were so frightened. Like, my God, these 2 people cannot die like that of hunger because they don't have the cloth to go out to beg, you see? That piece of rag. So they immediately took out their jewelry, their beautiful clothes, and told them to bring it to the beggar couple. Remember that story?
Yes, Master. Yes.
If you do good deeds, most often you have it rewarded very soon or immediately also sometime. Otherwise, it will come later as a fruit of your goodness. Okay, we don't do good things for any reward anyway, especially me, because I don't have any reward. I just have karma. The more I do good for the world, the more karma I have. Yeah.
Yes,
So it's not for reward that I do anything. And for you guys also, you do it unconditionally, okay?
Yes, Master.
If you have any reward, it's good. The reward is the work in itself that we are able to do it. And we're deemed fit to be entrusted with this kind of noble work.
Yes, yes.
Otherwise, we don't need any more reward. As long as we have peace and some place to stay to work together, that is good enough already. How many people have less than what we have? You know, right?
Yes, Master.
Millions. Okay, any other things you want to say comment or question, anything, please go ahead. I
Also,
take a
in
rest.
the past, there over 1,000 years ago, they used to choose the kings by the bloodlines.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the royal sacred bloodlines, even going back into the times of Jesus. And then after some time, the Holy Roman Church took over, so that stopped, and they ended up changing the system so that the Holy Roman Church would choose the kings, and the kings would be under the power of the church.
Mm-hmm.
And around that same time, the church seemed to also have these inquisitions where they would seek out and hunt out the so-called heresies and the Gnostic, groups like the Cathars and the Essenes, and there were these horrible inquisitions where it seems that the groups who were truly in touch with God and had inner knowing and teachings and practice were destroyed.
Yes, witch hunt. Yeah.
Yes, I just want to ask if somehow back then the church was infiltrated by Satan, and then even nowadays behind the scenes there's the darkness controlling, and where we still see these problems today with the children.
Yeah. What do you think?
That's what I think.
The deeds speak louder than my words. Their deeds, their actions. It's obvious to you, no?
Yes.
No one who believes in God deeply and truly would do this kind of wicked, evil deed to the children. No. So you can see the opposite is true. So they're working for Satan.
Yes.
There's no need to have a psychic power to see it.
Yes.
If you don't work like for God or with God or God-like, then you work for Satan in the opposite way. Completely opposite of what Jesus taught.
Yes.
Jesus loved the children and protected them. He even requested the people, please suffer, let the children come to me. Like, don't refuse them, because there is the kingdom of God.
Yes.
They're innocent. And he said even that, except you become a child, you cannot enter the kingdom of God. Meaning, we have to be innocent like children, pure, purified. So the children are the purity, are angels-like. So anyone who touches the children, harms them in any way, they are Satan, they're evil. They're the opposite of Jesus' teaching and the Lord's intention.
Yes.
There's no need to do anything else to understand. This is very clear.
Yes.
So if they do the opposite of what Jesus taught, then they are Satan. Okay? They're servants of Satan. And they're supposed to be treated according to the law of that nation.
Yes.
Any nation is the same. You cannot harm the children in any way. It's not just in America. Every country has this law to protect the children.
Yes.
And this doesn't have to do anything with the church or Jesus' teaching even. Even the common law. Oh my God, I'm just too angry. I can't even talk very well. I forgot my words. I forgot. I wish I had somebody goes right in and put the prompter in front of me. I don't have those things. I can't even photograph myself today for you. Never mind. Keep moving all the time. I'm exhausted, okay?
Yes, Master.
And every time I have to rearrange everything all myself. I just don't have enough strength and inspiration, okay?
Yes, Master.
Many times before I could, but this time I just cannot. Some situation different. And I was just happy that I had internet even. The other day there was no internet.
Yes.
All right. Every day I'm happy wherever I go if I have internet. I'm grateful already to work and have a functioning phone so that I can talk to you at least.
Yes, Master.
And we have to be happy with that for now. Many things I cannot tell you. Many things I cannot tell you so that you don't know why I'm tired or busy or where I am and all that. Okay, huh?
Okay,
I wish I could. I wish I could tell you many more things, but it's not necessary for you to know. Not necessary. It's not only the Supreme Master television work that I have to do.
Yes, Master. Yes.
Yeah, apart from meditation intensively also. That takes some time. And many other things that I have to do. I can't tell you. Even now, somebody even wants me to do an outside job and all that. I can't do it right now. I am still in retreat. Okay, good. Any more, love? It's good that you talk. You tell me your opinion and you come and you talk, okay? Not just me talking.
Master,
Yeah.
how can we help the children besides praying for them?
The parents, the law, the society have to do this. We cannot do everything.
Yes.
This is what we are doing. We're speaking openly so that the world may wake up, okay? And the parents may pay attention to the children's stories. Not that when they say something about the priest and then the parents won't believe them or scold them and keep them silent and getting abused more and more all the time until they die or disappear mysteriously. I'm risking my safety to say all this on air. This is how we have already. Do you understand?
Yes, Master.
Because this will reach the whole world.
Yes.
And that's why it's also risky for me. It's too open. But what else can I do? I cannot ignore it. I cannot just keep silent.
Yes, Master.
I want to protect my life so that I can do the work that I'm doing. Even then, not without risk.
Yes, Master.
That's why if I don't tell you where I am, what I do, please understand, okay?
Yes, Master. Yes.
I don't have anyone to protect me, because if I do, they will also disturb my peace.
Yes.
They might stay around and then wishing to see me or sneaking around, and that makes me more nervous.
Yes.
I have learned to keep to myself is safer than to be with others, because sometimes I cannot trust not everyone, okay?
Yes, Master.
I want to protect my life so that I can do the work that I'm doing. Even then, not without risk.
Yes, Master.
That's why if I don't tell you where I am, what I do, please understand.
Yes.
I don't have anyone to protect me, because if I do, they will also disturb my peace.
Yes.
They might stay around and then wishing to see me or sneaking around, and that makes me more nervous.
Yes, Master.
I have learned to keep to myself is safer than to be with others, because sometimes I cannot trust not everyone.
Yes.
Even disciples, some are low levels, easy to be used by their karma or by Maya or their own lowly desire or whatever, or influenced by others or whatever. I just have to be protecting myself. And for that, I have to work quietly.
Yes, Master.
The way we are doing right now, we're discussing like this, is also protecting the present and the future children somehow.
Yes.
Because if everybody else keeps silent, then they continue this way, and the church will be full of evildoers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because like attracts like, and they see how profitable, how prestigious, how powerful to be a priest in a church and do anything they want,
Yes.
including murdering children, abusing them, molesting them, threatening them. See what I'm saying that, huh?
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Oh, so it's very nice of you to think that way, but this is what we're doing, the best we can already.
Yes, Master.
Okay, anything more?
Master, it would be good to have another leader back in political power like Trump, who is backed by God to
Yes.
be able to fight these people.
Yes.
Because at the moment, the political situation without him in the U.S. seems to be going the wrong way.
Yeah, that's what I think. But at least something softened, okay? I'm trying hard to work through them also. Very hard.
Thank you, Master.
Harder than with Trump. So you can see some progress,
Yes.
okay? I tell you some examples. Like the Palestinians is peaceful. You see that?
Yes,
And
Master.
softer position. And with the Iranians not blowing up,
Yes, Master.
and with the Koreans, at least they contact and want to discuss.
Yes.
And also with Taiwan, they're sending senators, bipartisan senators, to go to Taiwan, even though China opposed,
Yes,
Yes, Master.
saying that just to keep the relationship, the support, and continue with the Trump policy. Because normally it was Trump who enhanced the relationship with Taiwan, who showed open support. And now, normally they didn't want that, but now they're following Trump's policy where it was left off.
Yes, Master.
They continue. So that is something.
Yes, Master.
Yeah. Takes a lot of work. It's not easy to influence humans' minds.
Yes.
Yes.
You know that. It's not even easy to influence your own mind.
Yes.
It has its own mind, no? So I'm also glad that you continue to be the master of yourself, that you continue to work for Supreme Master Television to help the world. For example, in this case and that case and other cases,
Yes.
yeah, we can only keep doing. And the result comes or not comes, that's not always in our control.
Yes.
But you can see a little bit of results. You see that? Okay?
Yes.
So what I keep telling you now, yeah?
Yes.
And also the present administration, they also are not so like spoiling China or other countries, even though it's more benefit to them. So it seems like they are continuing many of President Trump's policies, yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, some steps, except the immigration policy. Yeah, it's probably too late, but never mind. That was in the beginning, but now it seems like they're going in a little better direction. Yeah, a little bit. Hesitantly, but a better direction. So somehow it works. Okay, huh? Yeah.
Yes.
Trump is better, of course, because he signed a lot of money against child abuse and human trafficking, especially children trafficking. But that's not enough. You have to see to the root cause of it. Because if the symbol of God, the church, is rotten like that, then other people will be influenced to do the same.
Yes.
Or join inside to make it more evil, more permanent. Because if the church doesn't do anything, that means they accept it. They're condoning this kind of evil practice. And so they will attract more evil. And more bad people will come to become their workers, their priests, and make the church become Satan's instrument. You can see that?
Yes.
And the church has a big influence in world politics even. So can you see how harmful it is to the whole world, not just to the children, not just to the reputation of the church?
Yes.
You understand why I don't sleep well over this, apart from every other thing. All right. Any more? You are good today. You are very engaged, and I like that. Tell me, if any more questions or opinion.
We hope all the wrongdoers will be brought to justice, Master.
Yeah,
As
me
this
too.
thing is coming out more and people are apologizing openly now.
Yeah, I hope so too. I hope so. I hope not just apologize, but go to the bottom of it and get rid of it once and for all.
Yeah.
Yes.
If the cancer is not operated upon and treated, it will go all over the body. That is our world.
Yes.
If the church is not clean, clear, and purified, then this evil will spread all over. Because the churches are everywhere. They're all over. Everywhere.
Yes.
So this evil practice is like an example. And also the energy of it will affect the world. Affect world peace.
Yes.
Affect the world's moral virtues and the faith in God.
Yes.
Yeah, because they are very powerful. They are influencing everything, from politics to anything else, yeah? Commercial, business, and economy, everything.
Yes.
So if the church is evil, then this will spread all over, like a cancer, untreated. Will spread all over the body, yeah?
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
If they don't do anything, then I don't think the church will exist long. Or it will be full of evildoers in the cloth of holiness. Just like in the Bible, it says, beware of the wolf in sheep clothing.
Yes.
Yeah, this is it now. This is the wolf in the sheep's clothing now. In our time. What else would you call that, huh?
Yes.
It's truly pure evil.
Master, there's a problem with the U.S. immigration also, and there are many children that have been split up from their families, and this maybe is also causing some problem with vulnerable children. And so I understand now why Trump was supportive of keeping the borders closed, because children should be staying with their families and protected and not split up like this. And there's so many problems with the border, or so many immigrants coming in, and it creates vulnerable families and is creating more vulnerability in the society.
Yeah, I know. And children are unaccompanied.
Yes.
And not all of them have family in the United States even. They just throw the children. This is encouragement for children to be sold, to be bought, to be molested. It happens already.
Yes.
And to be infected. And to be thrown over the borders, or to be left behind because they cannot catch up with these smugglers.
Yes.
Yes, one boy, I heard that.
¿Ah?
¿Me puede ayudar?
¿Qué pasó?
Es que yo venía con un grupo de personas y me dejaron botar y no sé dónde están.
No sabes dónde están. ¿Te dejaron solo?
Pues claro, me dejaron botar.
¿Te dejaron solo botado? ¿No vienes con mami o con papi o con alguien?
¿Ah?
¿Vienes con tu mamá o tu papá?
Nadie. Yo venía en un grupo que venía de entrega con usted y al final me dejaron botado y venía aquí a pedir auxilio.
¿Te dejaron botado y te dijeron que vinieras a pedir auxilio?
No, yo vengo porque si no, ¿por dónde me voy a ir? Allí voy a dejar y tal vez me pueden robar, secuestrar o algo.
¿Te pueden robar? ¿Tienes miedo? Okay. Ahorita hablamos, okay?
One story, that's a single story, but you cannot trace all the stories because there are many more left behind or die in the middle of the journey, drown in the river. You see, in that kind of makeshift little boat, yeah?
Yes.
Little draft or whatever. And that will also make the system, make the American infrastructure and economy kaput. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because it's just coming. There's no organization, nothing. And they spend millions already trying to take care of this. You have to take care of the whole country, not just a group of people. First, your country has to be strong and stable. Then you can let other people in and take good care of them. If you are also down and low, then you cannot take care of your own people, not to talk about outside guests.
Yes.
So it does look like Trump doesn't have compassion, but it's the opposite.
Yes,
It's the opposite. You have to do things properly. Like this, the children just come in thousands, and there's nowhere for them to stay properly, and they sleep on the floor with emergency blankets. They don't have enough food, I heard.
Yes.
And being molested like that. Also in the news, yeah?
Yes.
That they had to move the girl somewhere else and resulted in the death of some person already. Self-defense, maybe like that. Sometimes people do things for their own purpose, for their own interest, and labeling it like compassion. Just to buy good opinions, just to buy votes, or just to look good at the cost of others. And some other people, like Trump, he did it reasonably, logically, and in the real good purpose. And people say he is not good, not compassionate.
Yes, Master.
This word is topsy-turvy.
Yes.
People don't see, don't hear, don't recognize the goodness. Yeah, that's why they kill Jesus. Yeah?
Yes, Master.
Yeah. What has he done? Nothing. He didn't steal, he didn't kill, he didn't teach people to do any bad things. They just kill him. You see that?
Yes.
There's no crime that he committed. Nothing. And just kill him like a criminal. It's still happening nowadays to people who tell the truth. The death threats and all that.
Yes.
And he's a senator even. He's a senator. He should speak the truth. He has the right to. And he has a duty to.
Yes.
That's why he's voted to be there. to defend the truth and to protect vulnerable people from the bad intentions, because people don't always understand. So only one or two people spoke up and then get death threats already, many times. Threaten his family and all that. His family has nothing to do with it. He is a senator, not his family, yeah, not his children, and they threatened them. See that?
Yes, Master.
See this society that we have? So it's not much different from the time of Jesus, is it? Huh?
No, Master.
Yeah. He's just doing his duty. Mr. Rand Paul, for example, and the other Rubio, whoever speaks the truth, and they threaten to kill family and whatever. I don't know how they live like that. What kind of free society, freedom for America and all that stuff. Just talk, just talk. When they go into the high step of the ladder of politics, then they do anything opposite of what's supposed to be right and just. Well, I'm trying very hard to work with the so-called opposition inside, quietly.
Thank you, Master.
That's why it's not as bad as I thought it might be.
Yes, Master.
You don't know, for example, that's the Chinese, the influence is everywhere. Many of them, the big shot, marry Chinese, or having Chinese girlfriend, boyfriend, having Chinese business, having business with China, having benefit from China, etc.
Yes, Master.
Yeah, even they accept many millions of donations to whatever their charity work from China. You see that?
Yes, Master.
So it's very difficult for them to even go against China. But it seems like this administration is doing something like that, not spoiling China. Maybe, at least on the surface, it's like that, okay?
Yes, Master.
I was thinking it's not possible, but it is possible now. Seems like they're walking in Trump's direction, in some policies.
Yes, Master.
Or better than nothing, huh?
Yes.
All right. Any more?
Master, it seems like many in the church or even the politicians are watching Supreme Master Television and learning from your words.
Maybe.
Are there many more who have the strength, the ones that watch, the strength to change their ways and improve the situation?
Some of them will. Some of them do. And let's hope more.
Yes.
Yeah. I told you, you're watched all over the world. I mean, I wish the whole world watched. But you have to know that there are many nations who don't have internet. Yeah?
Yes.
And they have to watch together with the neighbors. And some cannot watch at all because they don't have the means to. Not every Indian has the telephone or the app you can watch SMTV or television.
Yes.
They live on the street. They live in like a little hut or temporary in different conditions. So even if they have a television, then many people watch together, the neighbors.
Yes, Master.
Anyway, just let you know, your work is not for nothing. It helps. It really helps. Those who cannot watch, who cannot know about SMTV, they will spread out by word of mouth. Yeah, and our work is definitely having a big influence in this world. So be happy, be proud. Yeah, and I thank you, all of you. All right. Any more questions? Any more comments?
Master, in the media, we hear that maybe when a priest knows something, he's reported it to his superiors, but they stop it from going anywhere. So maybe it's the hierarchy that seems to be the problem. Is there anything that can be done to make it more open?
For the abuse of children?
Yes, Master.
Oh, well, the whole thing is rotten. Nobody has anything to say because if the top one doesn't say anything, then do anything, then who else can decide it?
Yes.
We have talked about that already. They are in bed together, okay?
Yes.
One way or another, they have connections, they have something to do with it, so they're in bed together, so nobody can openly say anything to anybody. because they're in bed together. And like Trump said, they are the deep state. And they are also deep church, maybe. You got that?
Yes, Master.
And if the whole system is infiltrated by evildoers like this, then whom can you talk to?
Yes.
So I just hope that there are a few good men still there and try to turn the situation around and make it better. Otherwise, the church will be like serving Satan.
Yes, Master.
Master, there was one church archbishop, I don't know his name, but he writes about this and other things, and he did say specifically there is a deep church similar to the deep state.
Really?
Yes.
So I say correctly.
Yes, Master.
Yeah. All the evil people, they are in the deep church system, and they influence everything else, more or less. So, well, what do you expect if you live in this world? Just like what would you expect if you live in hell?
Yes.
Hell is like that. This world is like that. So the Bodhisattva in hell is trying very hard to tell people, one or two of them, whoever listens or can listen, or has enough, even very mustard seed-like merit to listen. Remember one of our association members, she went to hell, and she said, Krisigaba saint sits together with his disciples, 4 or 5 of them. Only 4 or 5 people down there that are his disciples.
Wow.
And there's probably also his administration who helps him to do whatever errands. Just like I have a handful of you here helping me in this world, doing this and that.
Yes, Master.
When the world is billions of people, I have only how many of you?
Yes, Master.
A small little group. And even counting outside disciples, otherwise we are not a lot. Not a lot workers, okay?
Yes,
Yeah, everybody saying, oh, I love you, Master, I love you. Oh, but let me go back to hug my wife and sleep with her instead of helping you.
Yes, Master.
Many people say, oh, if I knew Master earlier, I would not get married. But the others just know me, still go ahead, get married, or soon or later.
Yes, Master.
They just talk, or blind, or deaf on them. Just talk and don't understand much about anything. Very few people are truly getting enlightenment on a higher level.
Yes, Master. Yes, Master.
The rest are just repeating or saying whatever they're supposed to say or they should say, that's all, for just to look good, sounds good, but they don't really understand deeply because the level is still very low. Very few people are truly getting enlightenment on a higher level, okay?
Yes, Master.
The rest are just repeating or saying whatever they are supposed to say or they should say, that's all, just to look good, sounds good, but they don't really understand deeply because the level is still very low, okay? If you are nearer to the border, then you are just influenced by the next country as well. You see what I'm saying? Yes. And you're far from the capital because you're at the border, okay? Yeah. And very difficult for you to see the president because he's in the capital. If he talks in the capital all the time and you are at the border, you cannot see him, cannot hear him. Got that?
Yes.
Well, except now we have radio and television, but still not as often. Not every time a president speaks, you can hear, you can see, because they don't always air. You know, if you're not there, you don't hear, you don't see. Okay? Just like when I'm talking to you, many things we will edit, yeah? So the outsider brothers and sisters, they don't hear what I'm saying to you. Not all of my speech, yeah? You see?
Yes, Master.
Like that. This world is like that. Just like hell is like that. And heaven is like that.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
If you go in the supermarket, then you know it's like that. The supermarket has cashier, has people, has many eyes, and you can go and choose what you want. That's supermarket. And if you go to the airport, You know what the airport is like. If you go to the barber shop, then you know the barber shop is like that. You go to hairdressing shop, you know hairdresser shop is like that. If you go to the gym, you know the gym is like that. And if you are in this world, you know this world is like that. It's a mixture of goodness and bad. A lot of bad. And influence the good as well.
Yes.
So each corner of the universe has its own character and its own function. So even Kristi Gaba's saints stay in the hell, but he cannot help all the hell people. You see that?
Yes.
He still has to watch on. They are punished and tortured down there, but he couldn't do much. He just stays there and helps what he can, with little, whomever he can. Jesus came and he helped some, okay? His followers. And the Buddha came and he helped his followers. That's why the saints keep coming, going and screening out whomever they can help. But not all. You see that?
Yes, Master.
I'm trying to help all, but not sure if I can either. We use our television. That will be more spreading already, yeah? More widespread, yeah? So more people will receive it, and more people will benefit already. In the old time, just maybe a handful or 10,000 follow a master max. Bodhidharma had 5. Yeah? 5 disciples. After 9 years sitting, facing the wall, he had 9 disciples.
Wow.
Yeah. Understand? Huh?
Yes, Master.
Yeah, that's why many masters, they understood this. They know this world is like this. So they do what they can and rescue whom they can only. So most masters don't have a lot of disciples. You see what I'm saying? They have whomever they can. But not the whole world, yeah? Even the Buddha or Jesus Christ. Or, other masters. You know that, right?
Yes, Master.
Yeah, okay. In Buddha's time, they were still warring with each other. Even the Buddha could not stop it. He tried. He tried 3 times, but he could not succeed in stopping the war. And Mu Qianlian, he used his own begging bowl and used magic to put the 2 countries inside there and cover them together. And then when he opened it, there was blood inside because they're still warring inside his bowl.
Wow.
With all his power and magic, couldn't help. So at least our world is more peaceful now, okay? You read all the peace news scrolls that your brothers prepared, and we have more peace than ever before, yeah?
Yes, Master.
That is very lucky for us already. God is more merciful somehow. All the saints and sages put all the power together somehow to help. And vegan, energy, also some help, okay, huh? And our prayer, some help. Got that? Everyone, every little thing helps a little bit, yeah? So our world is getting better somehow.
Yes. We are lucky to have Supreme Master Television in our lifetime because it seems this is the widest reach that can be possible to spread your message and your love and your influence throughout the whole world. So I think we are very fortunate, and hopefully it will just keep on expanding.
Yeah, it's true like that. Because when people listen to the truth or the logic of reason, not all of them will understand or accept, but some will.
Yes.
And the more widespread, the more chance that some people will get it.
Yes.
Yes, some people are good somewhere, and if it reaches them, then they will awaken, yeah? They will wake up. And it helps, okay, huh? Although it's very slow for my liking. I want everything now. But this world is like this. I told you already, yeah?
Yes.
Just like a Mercedes car is like that. And another car like the Cadillac is like that, yeah? You cannot expect all the same like the Mercedes, okay?
Right.
Even though it functions, but it's different. Different shape, different function, different style, different speed. So we are in this world. We do what we can to help this world before we leave it. We should leave it better than when we found it. Okay?
Yes.
And definitely we're doing that. We have more influence than we can imagine because invisible and visible. visible. We can only know a little bit here and there like that. There are more that we don't know. We don't have evidence to show, okay?
Yes.
Some I told you that is very little, the tip of the iceberg, not even. Some other influence we don't see. We cannot know, not physically, because there's no evidence, but we influence a lot, okay? Not small. And invisibly also. Okay, huh? Yeah.
Yes.
So be happy. Try our best. That's all everyone can do. Huh? Try your best. Okay? Any more?
Thank you, Master, for everything, and please take care of yourself. You're doing your best already. We pray that you continue to be healthy for all of us.
Uh-huh. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you, Master.
No more, huh? Girls? Boys?
No more.
Okay. Okay, then you have questions, but I don't feel like I'm up to it now. I just this thing only, okay, huh? Yeah.
Thank you. Yes,
Yes, Master.
Your question maybe another day, okay?
Okay,
Yes,
Master.
thank you, Master. Okay.
I also wanted to read you stories and all that, just to cheer us up, but it's difficult for me to go back into like making up and dressing up. I cannot. I don't like to do those things, especially now I have choice. Maybe someday I will just read you a story without video. Would that be okay then?
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Yes, Master.
Yeah, we have a lot of photos. You can put up 1 or 2, okay?
Yes.
It becomes Supreme Master Radio then. It's better already in the old times. You had to travel, across the sea and mountain in order to see the Master.
Yeah.
By foot, no? Or by horse?
Yeah.
Kabum, 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 and then hurt your bum. Nowadays, you can just sit in your own bum and listen. Already very good, no?
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master. Yes.
Yeah, we're just too picky, huh? Nowadays, we even have telephone. We can talk to each other and still say, oh, my phone is not up to date. It's not the latest yet, so blah, blah, Okay. But be careful, just keep using. Don't keep changing phones because the material to make iPhone, to make telephones are very costly. Very rare substance, yeah?
Yes, Master.
So in India, they are still trying hard to produce them. Or China also. The world depends on that for communication. Either phone or computer. They have some substance that is very precious. Otherwise, the phone will not function without it. Very little, very thin. But we depend on that. Not just the wire and the electricity, but some substance.
Yes, Master.
Wow, this kind of substance, they are miracles. Otherwise, we could not communicate by iPhone, okay?
Yes.
Or computer. All right, my love. As long as we live, we shall do our best to help this world that we live in, okay?
Yes, Master.
Just like Christy Gaba was trying his best to help people in hell. Okay, love you.
Love you, Master.
Thank you.
God bless.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you, Master.
God love and God protect all of you. And I thank you.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you,
Thank you, Master.
Take care.
May
Bye for
God
now.
protect Master.